Hey, it's the Fort Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
And welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and...
Sex. And I feel like today's topic is especially perfect for sex.
It's called Why Girls Protect the Secrets of the Sisterhood.
Because of sex.
Exactly. Protecting the beliefs that girls are pure, that girls don't slut around. There's a lot of categories here, but it's confusing to men.
Yeah.
Because you'll see something, and then girls will deny it.
Yeah.
Or you'll know of something, and girls will deny it.
Yeah.
Or, especially if you're in our little world, you have a more realistic realistic view of how men and women operate. And then you'll see girls vehemently deny their nature or their behavior. And it's the secrets of the sisterhood.
It is.
Because it gives girls leverage in the sexual marketplace.
Well, I find it so comical because men will brag about if they have sex with 178 girls, they will brag about their 178 girls. If girls have sex with 178 guys, their girlfriends will deny that she's a slut, that she's a sleep around, and the girl herself will say that she slept with three. She's had 3 boyfriends. Her high school boyfriend, her college boyfriend, and the man that she's currently going to marry.
Exactly.
It's like,
And her friends will circle the wagons.
Yes.
And back her up on this.
Yes, yes, they will.
Because they protect.
Yeah. And make no mistake, it's not because the girlfriends don't know better. They know that she slept with 178 men.
But and this is just, complete conjecture.
Good.
If there's a crack in the wall, let's say a girl admits, hey, Sally, she really did sleep with 178 men.
Yeah.
Then the question starts being asked, how many have you slept with?
Yeah.
And she says 3.
Exactly. Just you, honey. You're my first.
Exactly.
You're my only one.
So the wagons have to be circled.
Yeah.
And they all have to be on the same page. And these are very big generalizations. And you'll see on tweets where I'm talking about, like, girls want you to be an asshole or they're always sleeping with someone.
Yeah. Which is true.
I will always put in there in parentheses, girls will deny this, you can ignore that.
And it's true.
Because their job is to confuse you.
Yeah.
It is to girls' advantage for you to have doubt in your own judgment and for you to be confused because you're more manipulatable.
Well, and if girls can convince you that they're pure, that they've only slept with 1 or 2 guys, then they have a little bit of power.
Yeah.
They lose their power if they've slept with 200 men.
They do.
They don't have any worth.
No. Even the biggest sluts know this.
Yeah.
It's just part of the game. But the secrets of the sisterhood is something that's universally protected.
Yeah.
And Bunny being a little bit different minded, we talk about these things. But you've got to understand this. There's a lot of women, and I mean like most women, cannot talk about the secrets of the sisterhood. They won't bring it up in discussion.
Right.
They'll be like, why do you care how many guys she slept with? They don't want to deal with it. 1, they don't want to have to lie because they're going to.
Yeah.
And 2, they don't want men talking about these things because it's just kind of like game.
Uh-huh.
Women have to be able to ferret out whether you're truly alpha or a beta because they can't afford to have beta children.
No.
So they need you to be manipulable, to a certain extent. They need to be able to select or sort you guys out over time. And that's not always the easiest thing.
Well, and I would say, we've talked about this example before, but that one, kind of side chick that you had for when you were running a rotation, who you were a fuck buddy, and she had a serious boyfriend that now she is married to, happily, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was sleeping with her boyfriend at the time. She was sleeping with Fort Worth at the time. And I'm sure she was sleeping with others, 1 or 2 others. More than 3 is a lot to manage for a girl's brain.
Yeah.
But you know that none of her girlfriends, they all knew about you. They knew of you, I should say. But they would all absolutely go to their death, respecting that, suddenly I lost the word, denying that she was sleeping with anyone else.
Absolutely.
That she was completely devoted. They went to her wedding and were so happy about this love of her life that
as soon as she met him, she dropped everybody.
No one else could ever come close to.
It's great stuff.
It's great stuff. It's good times.
And it does not mean you can't trust girls or they're constantly dishonest. I mean, there is some dishonesty out there. But this is simply message management.
Yeah.
And it's very important, for the balance that these things go on like this.
Well, and I would also say, I mean, in all fairness, and you may completely disagree with this, I'm not sure. In all fairness, I think that a lot of girls rack up numbers when they're younger, like the college age, late high school, college kind of times. There's a lot of alcohol, there's a lot of parties, there's a lot of encouragement to just hook up. So I think that girls run their numbers up and then they kind of mature a little bit. Maybe they get married, maybe they have a family, they kind of like, they're different people. If they're divorced and back on the dating market, yes, they're going to sleep around a little bit to kind of feel a little bit of self-worth. But at the same time, I wonder, and I want your take on this, how many women, their numbers are a little higher relative to whatever you feel like numbers should be, because 20 years ago, they had a 3-month period of being a hoe. or 3 years in college, or whatever it is.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, there were girls that I met from the minute they hit college, the first 2 or 3 years of college even, that's their experimental.
It's a whole different thing.
They'd even say it. They'd say, I'm going to experiment a lot.
Yeah.
And
girls and guys.
Yeah. And that's normal.
Yeah.
Very normal. And who knows what the numbers are. I mean, it could be 3, it could be 30. It's usually higher than you think.
Well, and I do feel like it's higher than even most girls keep track of. Because they're drunk, because it's a one-night thing, it doesn't count, all kinds of things.
Yeah. And it's not that, a lot of guys will say, well, she has to be able to...
She has to be able to what?
Has to not be able to think about it.
Oh,
like she purposely blocks it out. No, literally, you can't remember every guy that you hooked up with at a fraternity party.
Right.
Once. It's just not going to be that profound in her life.
Exactly.
And then people change. She gets married. She never would even, the idea of infidelity doesn't even cross her mind.
She turns into mom of the year and she's busy and she adores her husband, who it turns out is fucking the secretary, and then they get divorced. And
that's the one thing that always surprised me, about your poll.
Yeah.
Is who cheats the most.
Yeah.
And I said single guy, or guy unmarried men.
Yeah.
And that was the smallest percentage. It was
because 8. You don't think, if you're a single man or unmarried man, you don't think of it as cheating.
And what was the highest was married women.
Married women.
And I'm like, man, most married women. I mean, when women get married, their status goes up.
Yeah.
A married woman has the highest status amongst
you have
women.
To protect that.
Yeah, it's a highly valuable thing. They don't toy with that,
I would say
casually.
The highest, just my guess, I would say the highest percentage of people who truly cheat, are unmarried women. Because, I know the guys kind of, it's almost like if they're unmarried guys, it almost doesn't count. It does, but it almost doesn't count. But women will cheat Number one, because we're kind of getting off topic. Sorry, guys.
I know.
Well, it's kind of the secrets of the sisterhood.
Yeah.
Women will cheat, number one, to make sure they're actually getting the best deal that they can. Number two, maybe they feel like the guy who they're giving all their energy to isn't going to lock in on them and is never going to marry them. So they're like, fuck, I'm never going to, like, I can't, you know, I think there's a little bit more like taste testing, so to speak, with unmarried women.
And the one category that you didn't mention, which I came across a lot and have seen, is where she's thinking about breaking up with him.
Well, yeah,
you know
that's,
what I mean?
That's...
For what she doesn't necessarily have to.
Yeah.
But she's thinking about it.
Well, that's what an unmarried woman who's cheating's doing. Yeah. She's like, I have to make sure, you know, I'm either going to push this man to fucking marry me already, or I'm going to have to break up with him, and so I need to find somebody who's a better deal. Am I getting the best deal for my future?
I guess that's hypergamy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1,000%.
For lack of a better
But
word.
this is a secret of the sisterhood.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and that's the biggest one. I mean, you know, Rollo rolled that out, and everybody goes, really? But secrets of the sisterhood are a very real thing.
Yeah.
They're done consciously and unconsciously. You know, girls know that they're protecting their girlfriend who kind of ran around. I mean, they'll even, hey, were you with her? Yeah, I was with her.
Yeah.
You know, I mean,
there's a lot
of different levels of, you know, subterfuge.
But you'll see this on Twitter a lot, and probably in the comments of this video, where women who come across tweets or videos who do not want this exposed, you will hear some fighting about it, and you can just ignore that.
Yeah, ignore that, because we're kind of laying the truth out.
Yeah,
that's our job.
That's what we do. It's how we roll.
If you guys like this video or this podcast,
like, subscribe, and share with your friends.
Somebody's been doing this longer than I have.
Somebody doesn't have to read it off the sheet every time. We want you to win.